The term landscape, which is common translation of 山水, it's not exactly the same meaning as we talk about Western landscape painting. 中国的山水画 is really much more of an intellectual kind of understanding and depiction of nature itself. So 山水 is just a symbol of the universe, of nature. Classical Chinese painting, the line itself has a certain quality. It's not used only to describe or outline a shape or a form. It's also, the line itself is what the form is made of. So the idea is that you're taking, your experience of nature and combining it with your experience of studying and looking at other paintings, and then creating your own world that relies on the use of the brush to create lines and dots. And when we say brushwork, it's not just simply lines, it's any marks that the brush make. And it's a very, very deep and sensitive medium because you're working with wet ink on an absorbent paper. There's no erasing, so every stroke will be visible. Training your eye to see the subtle nuances of ink tone, light, dark, dry, wet. It's mainly an art form of ink, which is very nuanced, very subtle. The most important part is the actual drawing with the brush. And studying Chinese paintings has actually allowed me to learn more about myself. So it's really just kind of finding a way to express certain feelings and certain understandings about nature and the relationship of man to nature that you put onto paper. In other words, I'm not so much concerned about the finished product. That's important for somebody who grew up in the West to realize the power of Chinese art and Chinese culture, that it can really take somebody who's completely had no background and just kind of pull him in. It changed it allowed me to find my own identity as a Chinese American. There's a misconception about tradition, that people think tradition means past. But actually, tradition is ongoing. And the opposite of tradition is not contemporary. One can be both contemporary and traditional. And in fact, in order to really understand the tradition, it's imperative that you find a way to make it relevant and make it continue into the present and into the future.